let's talk. This is the first time I'm hearing this phrase on TikTok, but I could use context clues and understand what it is. So, funny story, I'm scrolling on TikTok, minding my own business, just getting lost in the videos, and a white woman pops up in my algorithm and it's titled Black Fatigue. And I'm like, this should be interesting. Now, this is a creator that I've really grown to respect their videos. Basically, in her video, she's calling out the Black community for different ignorant things that we do. And it's not just her. I've seen a lot of white people on this app kind of come out. It's almost like, raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Regina George type of videos. And that's what they're doing toward Black people. Here's the thing. The videos that I've personally seen is not racism. It's accountability. It's one of those to where they are tired. They are fed up to where they have opened their camera and they start confessing the things that agitate them about the Black community. And because we have gotten to that point, you know who I blame? The Black community. I mean, for one, the actions that they are mentioning is clearly from the Black community. Black people in the comment sections are just like, this is racism, this is this, and this is this. I blame y'all. This is what happens when the Black community cry wolf or cry racism in instances that's not racism, to where now we have a hard time knowing the difference between what is actually racism and what is actually accountability. We've allowed this to happen because we do not like being held accountable for some of the ignorance, some of the degeneracy, some of the just plain right foolishness that comes out of our community. We refuse to address it. And when we have people who address it, they are called coons. They are called like judgmental. And so now you have white people entering the chat and said, you know what? We're tired of it. We're tired of being called racist for holding y'all accountable to the ignorant things that's happening.
She cooked. I mean, she pretty much summed it up. And I can't tell you how many times that I've been called out of my name by people that look like me, or they call me a sellout for wanting better for the Black community. And there's so many different times that I've seen people cry wolf, that I've seen people fake, that I've seen people look for a Justice League, that I've seen the sisterhood come to the rescue and the aid of people that actually a lot of them don't deserve it. Even the heroes that we celebrate and that we champion and that we get behind with these causes, and Black Lives Matters, which is in Marxist organization, and we start to think about the way that we vote in our communities and the fact that we don't necessarily take care of our neighborhoods, and a crime that is perpetuated is usually against us, but we don't come out to protest against that, and we don't hold the people that's in our communities accountable on that. We also know who the killers and the dealers and the people that are doing the worst in the community, but we refuse to work with the community. As a matter of fact, we say defund the police, but then we want justice and we want more funding to continue to do the things that's not best for us. Something got to give. Something has to change. Something has to evolve. And we can't keep, and that's why I've always said, running in the Victim Olympics when we don't hold ourselves accountable. Furthermore, she hit upon a really good point, is you can't do something to other people that you don't hold yourself accountable for. For whatever reason, we've already calculated in our mind that it's okay for us to be racist. And when I say us, I'm talking culturally, obviously not individually. So myself, I don't rock with people based off of color. I rock with people based off of the content of their character, whether or not you're a good person. I've seen some incredibly good, awesome Black people and some bad Black people. But if I call out the bad Black people, for whatever reason, it's not acceptable. Different cultures separate themselves from the trash within their cultures. I mean, when I was over in Tokyo, you could literally go to cities that they have been outcast from in order for them to be able to run a great city in a society, but we justify it. We justify all of the wrong, we justify all of the trash. And I'm telling you, I have never been called out of my name more to, obviously people sending crazy stuff online and death threats. None of that stuff ever happens in person. I'm gonna just be honest with you. But online in general, I've never seen more hate than people that look like me. And so you can't even use the excuse of proximity in this situation, because this isn't this isn't things that are being done based off of people that live close to me. Because the argument is always going to be, well, crime is done based off of proximity, but why is it so exponentially more within the Black community? And please stop telling me that, you want things to stop, but then we know the things and we know the people that are doing the worst in our communities, but we refuse to tell. And then we say the no snitch and we embrace all of the worst songs and you know, we celebrate baby mama culture, and people keep attaching themselves to the worst things. And then when you say, hey, listen, I'm gonna be an example myself. This is me personally. I'm gonna be married for 20 years. I'm gonna take care of business. I'm gonna be on top of things. I'm also going to be a pillar in my community and do the things. I'm telling you, there is no shortage of people that's looking to come up, that's looking to make do a killing, make a lick off of me. Anytime you go back to the hood, you got to keep your head on a swivel. Why do we call ourselves the hood? Why is it okay for us to call white people out of their names, but then because I am a advocate for freedom of speech, you get offended when a white person then calls you the same thing, or they address you how you address your sister, or they address you how you address your brother. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that people always want to cancel other people that they disagree with? Why is this? And I'm going to be honest with you. Some of it, a lot of it is cultural. And then the other part of it is a liberal mindset. We keep voting the way that we vote. We get people in based off of identity. We want representation. So you want to vote people in based off of color, and you don't know nothing about them. You know what I'm saying? If we say, hey, support black businesses, but white people then say support white businesses, then it's racist. Or any issue that happens in society, if it just so happen to be a white man or a black man, by default, it is a race issue. If a white person does something to a black person, but if a black person does something to another black person, we just sweep it under the rug. It's really not that big of a deal. It's going to be a whole bunch of people that make excuses as a result of it. And it's old. It is old. And if people stopped making race, Morgan Freeman was 100% right. He was 100% right. The way that you get rid of racism and stop talking about racism and making everything a race issue, that was 100% accurate for Morgan Freeman, and I couldn't agree with him more. Because the only thing that we come together for is chaos, love and hip hop, and then race issues. It's real. We don't talk about, all of the HIV and STD within the community. We don't hold ourselves accountable. The minute that you start holding yourselves accountable or the culture accountable, they hate you as a result of it and say, hey, talk about white people. But the most powerful thing that you can do is hold yourselves accountable, because it doesn't help you if somebody else is doing something wrong, but you holding them accountable and you fixing a situation, but you're not fixing your own situation. You got to get the beam out of your own eye. And so for a long time, we have been crying wolf. For a long time, if somebody got fired because they wasn't doing what they're supposed to do, or you didn't get the job because you didn't qualify for it and you deserved it, you felt like you deserved it, and so you wanted diversity, equity, and inclusion to basically give you a position of privilege over somebody else instead of meeting the expectation and over delivering, then it became a race issue. If you don't get the job, it's no self-reflecting, it's all somebody else's fault. If your kid steals something out of somebody else's driveway and then they get their head cracked in, then it's going to be a race issue. He shouldn't have been addressed. You was a good parent, even though you wasn't a good parent. And everybody else, we got to protest. We got to burn up our own stores. And I'm so thankful that I've lived to see the evolution of even my city, Detroit, and how it's becoming, a great place. It is so awesome. And I'm so thankful that I've lived to see it, because Detroit for a long time was the blackest city in the United States of America per capita. And, you know, things really start taking off when we got a white mayor. Now, is it because he was white? Absolutely not. But is it because he was a smart business leader and we were fed up with the status quo? And so we decided to do something different that then started to transform. And it's not just him, it was a lot of people that participated in the success of, or the evolution after the bankruptcy in 2008 of Detroit, including a lot of black people. But my point is that we have to get the best people possible, and we got to divest ourselves against this racial issue. Unless you just want to continue to run in the victim Olympics, and white people are starting to get tired of it, and now they're speaking out about it because they're tired of being silenced by people that feel as though they can run in the victim Olympics and get away with it. I 100% agree with her. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Obviously, I'm always going to link back to the content creator. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. This is an uncomfortable conversation that people need to have.